Why is everything always such a hassle?
Oh, look who's here. Has the destiny of the South graced my humble abode? That's wonderful news. You have no idea what a favour you've done for the South. Now we'll finally be... Because sometimes the best defence is a good offence. We were backed into a corner, eh? It were up. First off, he represented Camelot, and we're done with their influence. No more of their... Second, after the massacre of One Eye's tribe, his death was convenient for both of us. And when the tribes finally unite and come down from the mountains, there's a chance they... Third, he figured me out. He knew what I'd discovered and he wanted to stop me. And trust me, what I found... proof that Camelot is rotten to the core, and that allying with the tribes is the right choice. I didn't plan to tell you, but my one-eyed friend convinced me. Since you took down Galahad, you deserve to know. As a reward for your help, I'll share this secret with you. Here, take this seal. In the sunken village, you'll find the entrance to Sewell's crypt. Everyone knows the story of how the evil druid sealed and flooded the place. It's true, at least, but the real story is why they sealed and flooded it. Well, if you want to see what Camelot was so desperate to hide, you'll find your answers there. They thought drowning a village would keep it secret. Behind the statue, you'll find where to use the seal. Once you do, you'll see that history is very different from what we've been telling ourselves. If that doesn't convince you that Camelot's foundations are more crap-coloured than tinged with ivory, then nothing will. I won't tell you anything more. I'd hate to spoil the surprise. I'll catch up with you later, and we'll talk. I'm sure you'll understand exactly what I mean.
much the same. He was a fierce warrior. I watched him closely, and I found him that is why I chose Seawall and Palamedes as my closest. Yet this Galahad still seems devoted to Camelot and the old. I know this place. I remember it, although my memory is still clouded. I was here with Merlin. We had a disagreement about something. It was here that the idea of how to end the war with the Four, but what happened next is still unclear. I don't remember a place of his eternal rest. But something is wrong.
Firstfoot, the one who scouted the land before the traitor Arthur set foot on it. I was loyal. I was devoted. Arthur. Yes, it is my legacy. The jewel of the South, the safe haven. I've been here for so long. The Dalriata promised me revenge. Everyone who comes here has the right to ask. I was the most loyal of Arthur's men. I was the first to go ashore. Then came the war. I fought by his side, shielded him, but Arthur wanted more. Arthur longed to possess him, so Merlin decided our king must first become immortal. Only then could... But Merlin needed volunteers. Trusted people to go first, so we wouldn't risk Arthur's life in trying to grant him immortality. They thought I had died, so they buried me. Arthur's greed and Merlin's obsession made me what I am now. Arthur should have made sure that I know there were others after me. I know that the king experimented on all the knights, abusing their oath. He told them their lives, our lives. Arthur doomed their names. He sacrificed the lives of the noblest, and this is the greatest possible. We cannot be helped. We cannot be killed. The Dalriata promised to burn down Camelot. But Camelot was built on betrayal. Build a new world. Let the dead leave this one. Kill us. When Camelot falls, we will finally...
What do you think? So, look at it this way. Seawall, the founder of the famous stronghold in the south, Archer's legendary aide and his trusted friend in... I feel bad for him when I think about it, you know? 600 years spent in a tomb, but why does it matter? Perhaps it doesn't matter to you or me, but there are people. It'll open their eyes and disprove everything they believed in until now. I couldn't come up with it if I tried. And I didn't even have to try, because it's all true, to some extent, at least. Oh, they're just fools. Somebody made a stupid mistake in the past. Somebody came up with traditions and stories to mask what was done. And for really, there's no point in invoking tradition any longer. The only thing that matters is safety and loyalty towards the one who can provide it. And honestly, I don't believe the ones running this entire circus will protect any... Well, now we've found ourselves in what I'd probably call... And somehow, you unwittingly became the most important person in the region because your decision will change how the entire situation unfolds. You see, my boys from the horns of the south are split down the middle. Some will back the latter, like Feargas, are the traditionalists, and they know me a little bit too well. If I come to them with this revelation, they think it were a conspiracy. But if somebody from the outside, somebody Feargas trusts, steps in and convinces him, you see where I'm going with this? Ha! That's what I wanted to hear. I knew I could go talk to Feargas, get him to visit this place. After, I just hope Feargas shows some sense and doesn't let his pride take over.
Oh, really? And here I thought the Horns of the South had no secrets left to hide from me. But go ahead. Surprise me. Have I ever mentioned I'm not a big fan of your sense of humor? Now, tell me what you really want, or walk away. In silence, preferably. This isn't funny. I'm no Galahad, burning people at the stake for heresy, but I don't appreciate this kind of behavior either. Still, judging by the look on your face, you actually believe you've stumbled onto something important. All right then. I'll go and check it out. See what's got you so worked up. It might even be nice to get out of here for a change. I saw what you wanted me to see. We need to talk. Honestly, I'm not sure what to think. Everything I believed has been seriously challenged. I need some time to get used to it. Why did you show this to me? Because it could be that I'd be better off not knowing. What they did to Seawall is unthinkable and absolutely unforgivable. What will the other keepers say? What will happen to the Horns of the South? And what about Camelot? Everything we believed was a lie. You're right. In the end, it doesn't matter what Camelot was back then. What matters is what we are now. And we did everything in our power to keep the South safe, and to keep our lighthouse on through every storm. But this will be the end of the Horns of the South. No young man will join our ranks when hundreds of years of our history... Any ideas? It sounds better than the alternative. That we're a bunch of fools believing in children's fables of knightly honor. And we'll have to give everyone some hope to cling to after the truth about Seawall comes out. All right. I'll support this case. If only for the safety and well-being. I don't have to like it one bit, but I can try to make it easier for the garrison.
Ah, you're back. So, what news do you... Good. Just as I expected. I do feel for the boy. He really loved Camelot. Probably the last truly loyal keeper. But he had to know the truth. I knew his honor wouldn't let him hide it from the others in the Orns. Nice. Now, I'll get One Eye, and together we'll go to the Orns with the good news. Not everybody will be happy about it, but that's for me. Those who don't support us will be released from their oath, and I'll ensure they're safe until they leave. After that, whatever they choose to do is up Today marks a new chapter in the history of the Horn to the South. Today, we put an end to fear and poverty. I understand your pain. I know you feel helpless in the face of the looming terror of the weirdness. Camelot has abandoned us, brothers. For years, they've given us no aid. All they do is take our resources, send us to senseless slaughter, and keep us in the dark. Camelot doesn't see us as equals. They've forgotten Seawall Firstfoot's legacy and the promise King Arthur made to us. We were meant to stand as equals. We were meant to be just as powerful as them. And all this time, do you know what they've done to the founder of the Horns of the South? For over 600 years, Seawall has been alive, forgotten by King Arthur and all of Camelot. You don't have to take my word for it. Seawall's tomb is open. Go and see for yourselves. I say, enough. Enough of being fed a rotten myth that turned out to be one great lie. We swore loyalty to the torturers of one of the noblest knights to ever walk Avalon. I say, enough. We will no longer honour an oath made to dishonourable people. We won't let ourselves be exploited any longer. But, my brothers, I bring news. Galahad the Pure, the same Galahad who threatened to burn half our garrison at the stake, is dead. Galahad's death is our chance to break free from Camelot. Enough lies. No more risking everything for those who only know how to take. You're probably wondering, how can we protect the South on our own? How can we defend ourselves when Camelot comes to reclaim their slaves? Yes, that's what we are to them. I know the lockdown of the fortress surprised you, and for that, I truly apologise, but it was necessary to keep you from attacking our new allies, the Del Rita tribes, led by One Eye.
I know, my brothers, I know. This must be a shock, especially since I didn't share my plans with you earlier. But hear me out. Thanks to this alliance between the Horns of the South and the Dal Riada tribes, we are securing the safety of the South and our independence from Camelot.
The tribes will provide us with the military support our depleted ranks desperately need. The tribes will help us rid the South of the bandits who've plagued our people for years. Together, we'll share knowledge and resources to ensure a better future for all Southerners.
We will not drain your resources. In fact, we'll replenish your armories and fill your pantries. We'll stand together, fighting side by side to bring peace and order back to the South. In return, all we ask is your loyalty. If you see a brother from the Dal Riada fight in the Camelotian, stand with our brother. That's all.
Of course, if anyone isn't in favour of this alliance, you have the right to leave the service. I declare a new era for the Horns of the South. Those who don't wish to help build this future are released from their oaths. To those who choose to stay, I promise a good life, and you won't face any more threats. Now, brothers, return to your duties and rest easy. The Horns of the South will endure, and soon we'll be stronger than ever before. An honest matter. What do you need? Ah, right. See, the problem with Excalibur, or indeed any of King Arthur's blades, is that you need to prove you're worthy of wielding it. How are you supposed to do that? Hell knows. But if the pin that secured your entry to the Horns has led you here, I think I know what the one who gave it to you. You see, there are many different legends. According to one of them, there are a few places on Avalon where you can prove yourself worthy. And one of those places, as you can probably guess, have you seen the old gong in the sunken village? Well, many years ago, when people still went to the woods for a shit instead of using a privy, it was part only the people who passed the ritual could become keepers. Eh? None of the living keepers were recruited that way, so we don't really know what happens. That's why Galahad now appoints keepers and the captain chooses them. It's just safer that way. If you wake up, I mean, when you wake up again in the morning, unfortunately, the gong is broken. So first, you'll need to find a way to fix it. And since it's made of weird steel, that's not going to be easy, is it? Fortunately, Oshbrit should be able to help you. A little bird told me he likes to play with weird steel when nobody's looking. Just tell him I sent you, and he won't give you any trouble. Well, I'm not going to lie. From what I've heard, many people never woke up. They fell into eternal slumber, so that's why. And those who woke up were changed, and none of them ever. Then you'll have to find someone smarter than me, because I already told you everything I know. Well, of course they tried. It turns out that the keepers who passed the ritual could hold it longer than anyone else. Maybe it'll be enough for what you need, and maybe something entirely. It's your risk and your decision. Go, and may the southern wind be in your favor. If you need anything from the...
It was the most painful thing I heard. I had no idea this is what happened to him. There were other things. We were losing the war. I was needed everywhere. I should have paid more attention to what Merlin was doing. I shouldn't have let go.
What a nice day.
Why would you want to fix it? Do you even know what it is?
Take some advice from an old man. If there's a giant, ancient statue that somebody tried to turn...
Well, if you put it that way, then I suppose I have to tell you the truth. Otherwise, the terror from this... Of course I can fix it. I've been doing this kind of thing since I could swing a hammer. It's a skill we pass down from master to apprentice, generation to generation. Nothing fancy. Obviously, though, you'd have to bring me a couple things.
Wanderer in the sunken village. Back in the day, you just needed to look at the stars and you'd know where you were going. I guess I'm just an old man. Every wave carries a story, you know. Long ago, I decided to wait for what's ahead of me. But I can feel that it's close. Monsters? I think you misunderstand. It's sad. But as you can see, not much depends on us. They were given some time, which I'm glad they allowed me to stay here despite what happened. It's the cycle of life. There's nothing to be afraid of. Sometimes you just need to sit and look. The sunken village was not always sunken. But one day, someone, undoubtedly important, so the wave came and made the village into the sunken village. I know that some druids did it. Specific individuals, although their names have long... You'd have to ask those responsible for the flood. Who knows what's going through people's heads? That's a good question. Maybe they burnt. Nevertheless, the punishment was... At least that's what those who set fire to the stakes preach. Among others, this wouldn't have happened if not for Camelot's desperation. I don't know if the word was so unambiguous or if its interpretation. What happened on the fields of the charred conclave wasn't just about... It was about things and forces we don't understand. Long ago enough for people to have no chance of discovering, and yet recently enough that this place still reminds us of it. Now the village is what it is. And the past is washed away. And I'll stay and look. I have everything I need. The entire... Before you go, I would like to ask you one thing. I understand. I see you. I hear you. And I have a feeling that you will find what you're looking for. You can come keep me company whenever you want.
peaceful moment. How did you, oh, forget it. I don't even want... Here. That should do it. Do whatever you need to, if you're really sure about this. I have nothing to tell you. I could try to talk you out of it, but I'm guessing that wouldn't work.
To summon me again. Excalibur. Wait. Is it really you? You, who come from a time beyond. Show yourself before me.
It seems he speaks to me. Allow me to answer him.
Welcome, old friend.
I can see that you know me, but I am a mere shadow of my true self. I don't remember you, Lord of the Seas. Forgive me.
That's what you told me, my friend. The next time we see each other, you will not remember me. But you are here now. The will and the power led you back to this place. Even in this incomplete form.
Where should I look for myself? I wish to restore Avalon to its former glory, yet I don't know how.
Avalon's fate has never rested upon one person alone, not even one as great as King Arthur. Yet here you are, trying again, restless and eager to take the responsibility again. I salute you, my friend.
Tell me what I must do to be worthy to lead Avalon once more. I do not think I have the strength.
Your path is true. Seek wholeness, and Avalon will reveal what it needs from you. And yes,
Thank you, my friend.
And you, mortal. You have given yourself to the king's service. You are worthy of a place among the keepers of the South. Arthur, take out your sword and fear no failure. It is yours to take. It always was. I deem you worthy, my friend. The promise I gave thy mother is fulfilled, and thus our pact is ended. You know where to look for your soul. Trust yourself, and when you reach your journey's end, I trust you will make the right choice.
Perhaps. I cannot say for certain. My memory remains. It seems familiar. I do not feel my soul bound to it. But I know our path shall lead us here. Something lingers beyond this gate. We'll find the truth soon enough. Yes, it seems we knew each other well during the war. And this proves that I sought allies beyond our own force, and I trusted him enough to carry the knowledge of Excalibur. This must count for something.
am his will, the fire that bends the world to his command. I am the blade that shapes kings and shatters tyrants.
Enough, Merlin. You can't keep throwing lives into this abyss. These experiments, they're destroying what remains of us.
Destroying us? They're what's keeping us alive. Do you think the Four Dwellers will stop for pity or mercy? Every soul we lose here saves 10 more on the battlefield. You told me to do this. You sanctioned this. And I'm close to getting it right. I know it.
No, we can't justify this. There's no victory worth such a cost.
You know full well, Arthur, that this isn't about victory. It's about survival. If we don't push these boundaries, there will be no future for your kingdom, for Avalon. You dream of peace, but without victory, there will be no peace to dream of. The path ahead is brutal, but if we relent now, we lose everything.
And yet we keep losing people and gaining nothing in return. We must change the path.
They volunteered for this.
They volunteered to save our kingdom, and you've gotten no closer to doing it. Their sacrifices cannot be in vain, Merlin. Find another way. Use your mind, your wisdom. Leave this slaughterhouse you've created behind.
A different way. That will take time, and resources we may not have. The enemy won't wait.
They will if I make them. Whatever it takes, I will buy you that time. Find me a weapon that wins this war without annihilating what we fight to protect.
Whatever it takes.
Yes. Let it be known that it was my decision, and I will bear the consequences of it.
Oh no, my king. People can never know. It was all my idea, and you knew nothing about it. All of us have our role to play. You are the leader, and they need to love you. If we win, you need to become more than a man. You need to become a symbol.
Now, I remember. Before you judge me, it all seems so obvious now, doesn't it? It wasn't back then. And you can trust. We were on the brink of losing the war. And wars aren't won with wish. There was no clean path, no noble answer. Something had to be done. Or everything we... And in the end, the ones who stepped forward, who chose, and their deaths gave Merlin the knowledge he needed to finish his work. To find something that could... I told him to stop the experiments on our men, but to keep going. He started experimenting on the Four Dwellers. If their bodies could be broken down, their power turned against them. So he figured out how to twist the Four Dwellers' power into something we could wield. I told him to conquer the weirdness. And he found a way to make me stronger. Stronger than any man. It wasn't just magic. It was something And with it, we won. The war ended. That's the question, isn't it? I keep thinking about Seawall. He was ready to, and I thought he did. I grieved him. And now, after all these years, I told myself I carried the weight of my choices. But seeing him...
You've got that look again, like you've seen something you wish you hadn't. Another piece of the king's soul reclaimed, right? What did it show you this time? Merlin. Ah, Merlin and his obsession with the weirdness. The king thought it could save us. Merlin thought it could be controlled. I was a prototype for Merlin's latest idea. Immortality. Me and Seawall, the king's loyal pawns. Used and discarded when they decided to go even deeper into their madness and turn our king into a monster. Fight back. Against who? Merlin? The king? You don't fight gods when you endure. You wait. And when the time comes, that's what I do. What I've always done. Even if he didn't, he should have. He was desperate to win. And desperation, every scream, every scar. Even if he didn't see it, he allowed. Seawall was Merlin's first attempt. I was the last. We could say I was lucky. But to say that would take a true... You've seen what they did. What he did. And that's not the end of the story. Find the pieces of his soul. Put him back together, if that's what it takes. And then, either way, we will get to his resurrection. I've seen it too many times to believe the cycle will be broken before it happens. But know this. Once he's whole, Arthur's power, his mistakes, and his madness will all return. And when that moment comes, I'll be there. Whether to stand with you, just remember that when that happens, and you stand by his side... Start. You've already started. But if you want the next piece, head to Kunacht. The Menhir there is failing. The weirdness swallowing what's left of the village. You will need to find another artifact. The shield our king gave to Palamedes. He was one of the king's finest. A voice of reason amidst the madness. But it didn't save him or his legacy from what they had coming. Find the shield. And then, well, we will meet again. We'll see if your perspective changes.
Remain vigilant. Show me what you're made of. You're nothing but a peasant. Keep your eyes peeled.
It was supposed to be a reminder. The sword was never just steel. It was a symbol of what we stood for. I wanted them to remember, to fight for those ideals, to uphold them. Merlin saw Avalon for what it was long before the rest of us. He told me that the weirdness would gnaw at our walls, at our minds. But he still fought to map a way forward, to carve some sense into. We were losing the battle at Tuathan's mouth. Our last push before the weirdness took the field. Then it came. Not a beast, not a man, not something we ever had words for. A shadow. Merlin raised his staff, spoke a name I didn't. Not killed, not struck down, just gone.
don't even say that. Someone comes, lights them in here, and then dies on our watch? People would be at my door with pitchforks.
He's waking up. Welcome back to the land of the living, our hero.
Help him up, Ansem.
Welcome to my home. Quite a scene unfolded at the Menhir, with you at the heart of it. I can't decide if I'm more delighted or surprised. What was it that made the Menhir react to you? I see. You have a habit of not taking things seriously, don't you? But this is no trivial matter, so I demand respect. Come now, you must have a theory. The local Menhir here have been rather lifeless for quite some time. Then you come along, breathe life into what was dead, and, whether you meant to or not, alter the course of our history. That's how I see it anyway. Tell me, do you know what this Menhir represents? So they say. The Menhirs were raised by Merlin to ward off the ancient mists that burst monsters beyond human comprehension. But none of this matters in our current situation. Here, the Menhir represents something more. For some, it's a symbol of freedom and independence. Strength, if you will. It shows that the people of Connacht, and for others, like our guest from Camelot, whom I'm sure you've seen, it's a symbol of power, and power that has been granted can be taken away. I want you to speak with Dinno and try to calm him down. With the Menhir active again, everything could change. Officially, they say they want to gather all the Menhir scattered across Avalon, set them around Camelot. That is, if they can figure out how to restore the power of the Menhirs. Calamity Shield, you say? An unusual request. That shield rests beneath the Menhir. And legend has it that it used to fuel its power for centuries. I don't mind if you look at it, touch it, whatever you need. Just don't take it. It's a treasured relic, and the people of Connacht are quite attached to it. And you're probably just as attached to your head, which you'll lose if we catch you trying to steal the shield. If you need anything, speak to Ansem.
If I just stay put, everything will be just fine. Ah, you need something?
No idea. The Menhirs were Merlin and Nimue's domain. I was mostly just relieved they worked. Although I've always felt, I think they reacted to the power we now wield. But why and how? That's beyond even my understanding. But tell me, are you well? You were unconscious. I'm sorry. I know this isn't a life you would have chosen for yourself. You're strong, and you're not alone. I know this fate was forced upon you, so I promise, as long as I'm here, well, the apple has fallen far from the tree. I don't see His ancestor was a ruler devoted to his people. He was even capable of defying me when the situation... And Yvain, I see a man trying to please everyone. Decisions are never easy, but they must be made. I see that the current Lord is trying to delay that moment, and I know much time has passed. I just hope Palamedes' bloodline wasn't diluted.
If you're here to chat, well, are you standing there for a reason? Jobs. Check the notice board outside. Can you read? Can you lift more than a feather? Then there's... Back again? I don't know where all that eagerness comes from, but I'm starting to think if I had 10 of you, my job would be a whole lot easier. And as it happens, I might have something for you, though it's a little different. It seems that over the past few weeks, some of just small amounts, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even notice at first. Someone's been stealing the Legion's supplies, and I won't stand for it. In the storefront nearby. Maybe you'll find something, because I am all out. At first, it was mostly just food, so I figured it must be rats. But not only did the traps turn up empty, the next time I checked, I don't know about you, but I've never heard of a rat that can chew through iron. I thought I did. One of the lads, Percy, volunteered to guard the supplies. Seemed like a decent enough guy, but, well, I guess I was wrong. The next day, Percy was gone, and with him, even more of the supplies. His mates swear he'd never do that. They say the problem is the thefts haven't stopped. So I'm... What is it now? Pleasant is for feasts and fair. I'm here to keep us supplied and alive, not to make friends. If you need coddling... Legate Denholm runs the show here, and I make sure his boots are on... He's got a head for strategy and a heart for politics. He dreams of dragging Quanacht out of the muck and into Camelot's arms. I just keep the wheels greased, so his...
Please don't tell me they sent you after. Is that what they're saying? Gods, this is a nightmare. I'd never desert. I can't believe I'm going to die here. Of course I am, but it's impossible. I've searched every inch of this place. Things still fall in from time to time. So, I'm sorry, my friend, but we are well and truly stuck here. At least there's food. But I don't envy you your hope. But go ahead. I remember what it felt like to have something to do.